Now, I've noticed one thing about this debate about whether or not Nigeria should break up. In fact, not even that, because it hasn't come to that yet. But with the whole US involvement, I noticed that when you go through the comment sections, when people are talking about what's going on with the involvement of the Americans, the first thing you see from some people from the East is that all they say is Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. Now, like I've said before, I don't really blame them for having for having dreams of actualizing of self-determination. I don't blame anyone for that because there is a lot of injustice in the system. In fact, there's too much injustice in this system. So I don't blame anyone who wants a clean break. I don't blame them. As a matter of fact, I don't mind a clean break myself. I'm not afraid of being in a small country. I think we would be better off. Never mind those people who say we're too intertwined, it's too complex, this and that. It's been done in many places. Some of the most prosperous countries that consistently make the list of the best places to live are small countries of less than 10 million people. So, why is anyone afraid of that? Anyway, that's another story. Back to what I was saying. Now, I've noticed that when this subject comes up, first thing a lot of people from the East say is Biafra. And it's almost like, we're uniting, we're trying to unite to smoke this terrorism and this scourge that's currently ravaging the country. And you are bringing up another issue. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with it, but you see, that whole me, myself, and I mentality, which is what I think it is, that needs to stop because it is not just getting in our way, it's getting in your way as well. Now, Mike Arnold, one of the Americans that uh, basically, I would say he's one of the whistleblowers regarding this whole thing that's ongoing with their involvement. Now, he had this to say in a Facebook post. Let me just read it. Now, what Mike Arnold was basically saying is, well, let me just go through it. So, Riley Moore has come out and to clarify that he's not actively pushing now for the separation of Nigeria. Now, listen to this next line. He says, this was made necessary by the exuberance of separatists continuing to put words in his mouth. See that? What you thought was clever propaganda became a setback to the cause. You have done more harm than good. You can't say I didn't warn you. If you want separation, you need to be wise and let this process play out. See that? You see, too much gragra sometimes, at the end of the day, you waste all your energy, and when it's time to really perform, you're all spent. This is basically what Mike Arnold is saying. Let the process play out. After the process plays out, then we can talk about that. They're not just going to come here and say, okay, they're going to slice the country into different pieces like a pizza. No, it doesn't work that way. He goes further to say the U.S. national interest is in purging the terrorists from the land and ending the genocide. That's what they want to do. Let's stop the killing first of all. Get on board, and then he goes further to say, get on board with that, push that, and stop muddying the water. Ha! In other words, don't mess things up. The other side knows the wisdom of, now this is a very important part of this message. The other side knows the wisdom of divide and conquer, and yet you are doing the dividing work for them. All who oppose the evil in this land must stand together now with one voice. Purge terror and corruption with international help, win the peace, and then you will be free to chart your future. You see that? First of all, let's get rid of this corruption. and terrorism, then after that, we can chart our course. Now, if you continue to close your eyes, stick your fingers in your ears, and yell Biafra, every time you open your mouth, you are your own worst enemy. Be smarter, be strategic, seize the moment to advance your stature and fight against common enemies. Fail to heed my wise counsel, and you will keep getting shot down, just like what happened with Representative Moore. Likely a true ally that you forced to make a statement that damages your cause. And he ends by saying, geez. Now that's an exclamation that came out of exasperation more than anything else. Now I keep telling my Igbo brethren, you guys need to chill out a little bit. First of all, the mentality that everyone is against you is totally wrong. You have allies, but it's like you're just taking it's like being in a royal rumble and you're throwing punches at everyone and anyone, even the people who could be your allies. Let's get the bad guys out of the ring first, and then we can settle things.